And the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Spinning past him. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Let's go. White. Load it. Load it. White.
Second down, Rivers. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Third and long for Rivers. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up first and goal at the 5. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how we wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. McManus's point after is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now McManus on to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Keenum to throw on second down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Throwing is Keenum on third down. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up fourth down.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
And McManus able to put it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe
blitz coming, and down he goes.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Rivers now on second down. Drops it underneath for Collins. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and they're going to have a third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He finds Beckham complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. A first down throw here for Rivers. Steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. K1 short. Able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
Wait. 12. Hey, I'm going to go load it.
Now a second down throw for Rivers. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he's got this down to the 35. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
To throw is Rivers. Dancing to his left. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. A second down throw for Rivers. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Roger.
So they get the INT. Now here's Keenum. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Right 20. 22.
Throwing on first down is Keenum. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. From the gun, it's Keenum. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Again, they'll throw with Keenum. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first, they go right back to Collins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That good for 19 and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Chris Harris with a pick. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Now Keenum throwing on second. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Bernardrick McKinney coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give the tackle there to Josh Norman.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Wait! Hey! Yo, Rocky!
To throw on second down. Rivers. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
He finds his target, Beckham. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about it.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And the tight end Olsen, right side. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one goes for 24 yards. On 1st and 10, Keenum. Flushed out right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss.
Hey, take 1, last, take 3.
On 3rd down, it's Lindsey. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And McManus able to put it through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. On 2nd down, Collins. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go. Four down. Be hot.
They'll try and run forward with Collins. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Nice job there on the tackle, keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Keenum. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
To throw is Keenum. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And before the second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. To throw on second down is Keenum. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's third down. The Broncos on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. A shotgun snap for Keenum. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. There's Keenum now on second down. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Bernardrick McKinney in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. The Broncos on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Working from the gun, Keenum. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Matt Weil now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at about the 28. Now a hit and a loose football. The 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Andy Janovich, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Out of the gun, Keenum. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And, boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter three.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. Here's Rivers. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing again, Rivers on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Texans on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Again, it's Rivers. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
To the air again here, Rivers. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. In for the score. And the Texans get a bit closer. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Hauschka adds the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Keenum now on 1st down. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. On 2nd and 10, Keenum. Eluding the pressure right. Looking for Sanders. He's got a man. Complete. Emmanuel Sanders. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
He went all the way into the end zone. Now McManus on to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And an alley to run. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 20, 10.
All right, let's give credit where credit is due. How about that return? Great blocking, great vision, all the way down to the 2-yard line. The only person who has to be upset, the guy who didn't get it into the end zone. That far and no reward?
Hauschka with the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On first down, it's Keenum. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Now Keenum forced out to his left. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. "34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10. Rivers now from the 50. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Rivers now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Rivers now to throw on first down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Odell Beckham, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans draw a bit closer. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. He finds an opening past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, But that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Keenan. Sanders has it over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 23 yards on the play. Keenan now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, there's no doubt that this is a huge defensive series right here.
Keenum to throw on 2nd down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. J.J. Watt in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
On 3rd and long, it's Keenum. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
And McManus able to put it through, and that will bump the lead up to 11. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Hey, Delta! 48. Hey, go orange 5-4.
They'll begin the drive with Collins. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let him outside where they can really shoot.
Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Rivers. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down. To throw, Rivers. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So line of scrimmage still to 39 on 2nd and 10.
12. Hey! Room! Buffalo Wall!
On 2nd down, Rivers again. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it, because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through, all that traffic.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Rivers to throw it. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
A second down throw for Rivers. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good effort there, 9 yards, but it's going to leave him looking at a 4th and 1. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On second down, here's Keenum. Buying time to his left. Airing it out for Olsen. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like he said, enough. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Texans scoop it, and they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. And again, it's Collins. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Load it! Load it!
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is Lamar Miller. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down of the yard. On 4th down, it's Collins. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And they'll run it here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And they'll go on the ground. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And now the Texans want to call another timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Stays on his feet. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. This is fielded at the 27. Sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Again, it's Miller. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller with time running out. And now the Texans are within a 2-point conversion of tying up this game. Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this 2-point conversion. Back to throw. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. To throw is Keenum. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Now they're just trying to do anything possible to try and get the ball downfield and get into field goal range.
And with that clock dwindling, they felt the need to take a pretty big shot there. Unfortunately, couldn't complete it. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Keenum now to throw. And to the tight end Olsen, right side. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Keenum. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it's a 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. The clock showing just 1 tick. This for the win. And it's good. He got it. He missed his lone attempt earlier, but he connects when it matters most. And it'll be all smiles on Blake Street tonight. The Broncos have won it. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Denver, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll fall to 1-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.